the Aatrox could really put in the table. That's why it's okay to even pick the Nilla, just for you to have that late game power for their side. They could go for that last pick and really surprise Roster.RY, so they wouldn't have any big answers here against Nova Esports. Nova goes in for the Galio so that it's not going to be picked up by Roster.RY, so they're going to be left with a Braum or even an Alistar here for Roster.RY.
Great denial and also great response towards an engaged composition of KT.RY. There's so much crowd control. And Nova Esports, all 4 champions has crowd control. And if KT.RY makes even the slightest mistake in going in and how they are gonna be going in, Nova Esports can punish them heavily. Luckily for them, because Acrobat is really good. Loon as well is really good on the Varus. Now they have an anti-engage, if ever, with a Chain of Corruption.
Yeah, and they even have a Rakan just for them to re-engage if ever they need to. It's going to be a full dive composition. If they pick up an ADC here, that ADC on the side of Nova is not going to have the best of days. But it's a good thing that they have a hero's entrance. If ever somebody goes to the back line, it's going to be easy for them to defend that Ezreal that Remake has picked up here. An Ezreal and a Varus, that's a very welcome sight here for Nova Esports. But with Roster.RY's composition, it has a theme. And that theme is to dive the back line as fast as they can.
As fast as they can, and have the Varus be independent, have the Rakan to protect him as well. Go with the front to back. That's the goal here of KT.RY. Nova Esports though has a lot of folk. Zoe and Ezreal is gonna work so well for them to chip down the HP of KT.RY before they can even engage.
Yeah. Nova would have a hard time here, especially during the early to mid-game stages of the game, because considering the fact that they have a lot of assassins, or rather dive, that they have on the other side, this Ezreal, even with the Arcane Shift, the Zoe with the Zoe even would have a hard time just getting close. So that is one thing that they need to really think about here. But if they would be able to utilize the poke and not let anybody get close to them, that could also be a good angle here for Nova.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they have so many ways that they can control a team fight. 4 champions with crowd control, 2 champions that can poke. Everyone can engage, everyone can follow up, and this team has been getting their synergy into a different level every single time they match against an opponent. And even if they're on the backside, even if they have their backs against the wall, they continue to return the punches, they continue to fight back. KT has to be very careful in how they are going to be approaching Nova Esports. This is a great composition that they have designed for this game, but you can never be so sure. But Nova Esports always has some surprise.
Yeah, they always have the answer to any problem. And it's a Nova still, the first champion that we have in the world stage. And that's why this squad as a whole could definitely find the right balance in winning against KT.RY here.
I think the reason why, to everyone that is watching right now, there is a bit of a delay in the start of the game. I believe the reason why this is the case is because Neon is the one holding the Ezreal prior to the match starting, and it's Remake holding the Zoe. So I think they're just changing that so that the Zoe would be on Neon and the Ezreal would be on Remake.
Yeah. Right now, what they can do here for the squad, we're still waiting for them to start the game.
Oh!
But for now... oh.
That's just news. So, we have a bit of a bathroom break.
Oh.
I mean, if you have to do something, you have to do it.
Yeah. I mean, when you're playing against Nova Esports, you really need to get that back of this series. We have 4 series this game. We're finished with the first one a while ago, and now we're in the second series. Game 1 is gonna go through Roster.RY versus Nova Esports.
It's just the start of the day, everybody, and we're about to see some greatness between these 2 teams. So it's Ezreal for Neon.
Oh no. It's gonna be a good start. I missed that, actually. I missed that part in the games that we have somebody in the audience cheering for the squads. I kind of missed that.
True. Maybe one day, right? It would be on site as well, you know.
Yeah, I hope so.
Only hope.
Yeah, I hope we get that soon. But again, for now, we won't be able to cheer for teams that we like for now.
we're here to support in our very own special ways anyway. KT having a good start so far would tend to just focus on scaling. They do have the setups later on to counter the engages here of Nova Esports, but with Akali and the Camille, I don't think they would be attempting any initiation of fights, at least in the mid lane. Nova Esports has a tendency to bully them out though.
Yeah, and with the composition here of Nova Esports, you do expect that in the early game, they won't really take any fights. Because Ezreal, until the mid game, until he gets his Muramana, and also for Remake to get his first item, they won't really be dealing much. So they have to respect this early game that KT.RY has, like what they're doing in the bot lane. Like to be a bit aggressive. Acrobat super low now. They have the Ignite on his head. He's gonna be surviving that.
That's too much damage though he took. And that's gonna force him to go back into the base. Neon though, bullying Luna as well, doing a really good job getting some plates as well onto the tower. But he's close to getting a plate. And again, this is the bullying that is the advantage of Nova Esports right now, at least in the early game.
Yeah, once Luna gets to level 5, he needs to be afraid here now. Now Yitze already got the picture that somebody's kind of looking for a fight here in the middle lane side of things. So with that, it's just going to be backing away for just a bit. Though it's going to be level gap a bit onto the jungler side. So with the counter-strike done, I think Yitze needs to be careful. Ignite was used. It's a good thing he doesn't have the Hextech ultimatum.
Yeah, it's still a bit far towards level 5, but
what?
First blood?
It's also because Zero was not here. That's why they got the first blood.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
The timing was perfect for Nova Esports. I hope we get a replay of that. So okay, thank you so much. Yeah. We do see the punishment.
Zero is too far.
By the time he went for some vision in the river, Nova Esports called for the engage.
Yeah, good call. Good call from Nova Esports. That is what you need to do whenever Zero. This is one of the things that could be punished, considering that Zero was a former mid laner. He needs to be very, very wary of those things. And now Yami goes in for another ton. The damage is going to be there. He can't play the game. Acrobat is dead again.
He just came back from the base. Not 5 seconds later, he died. That's not the best start here for Acrobat. Oh, man.
This is just so sad for Acrobat. A while ago, he had the advantage against Remake in the early game. But because of that first skill, that changed things, and now Varus needs to be careful.
It's textbook playstyle that Nova Esports is making right now. After securing a kill, you invest your jungler towards ganking as well to fully bully out someone that you ganked or killed prior to the gank. And right now, Acrobat is the victim of all these assaults, and Nova Esports is loving the bullying that they're doing right now.
Yeah, Nova Esports gaining that advantage, even though we told everybody that it's not going to be easy early game. But once they traverse that gap in where the Azriel and the Zoe is not going to be dealing damage, especially during the mid game, that is when both of these champions are going to shine the most. And once we head to this mid game, after we get to the 5-minute mark and we get our objectives, they get advantage already.
2,000 gold lead as an advantage. That's massive prior to the objectives, and now Nova Esports can capitalize on that, utilize that towards a great priority towards these objectives. Ocean Dragon and Rift Herald can be taken by Nova Esports. They have the composition, they have the setups already, just with the lane conditions right now. Yitze is winning against Ratel, and the bottom lane is winning against KT as well.
Yeah, they go in for the recall. See, even with the Rift Herald, which is going to be up in just like 20 seconds, they need to get their items first. Once they get a bit of the items there, especially that serrated Dirk from the Aatrox, that would really help Nova Esports. But they also remember that Nova always loves taking their first streaks because they always want to have that chance on taking that soul.
Of course, it's Long that loves the scaling, loves securing the big objectives here. And they have the leverage already in terms of gold. Let's see.
They're already starting here on the bottom side of the map. But now, with 3 members on the top side of the map, they can definitely chase this down. Super low in HP, Zero. Definitely need to back away, but Nova is not going to contest for more here.
Yeah, they're happy with the trade already. They're not going to engage, but they are just zoning out Luna as well, so that they can have access towards the tower, maybe to get a couple more plates, and just equalize it towards the intended push with the Rift Herald of KT.
Yeah. Damage not gonna be enough. Luna has the perfect execution. Enough damage supposedly if he used the shuriken flip a while ago. But right now, Yitze is just gonna try to play it safe because there's no ultimate anymore. Can go for a fight here if ever they need to.
Some poke as well, landing towards Luna. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's so close.
Ignite on his head. But this tower in the top lane is gonna take a lot of damage because of that. And this Rift Herald is gonna be taking this tower in the bot lane for free.
I mean, it's a tower still for KT, but not the best angle though. Because mid lane is the most important thing. However, Nova Esports is doing a really good job defending it, preventing any place from being taken.
Yep.
And that allowed them to have this mid laner, or mid tower standing after the RH take here of KT.RY. Now we look at the gold and see still Nova Esports having the advantage despite the tower takedown of KT. This can leverage down towards the scaling here of Nova Esports much better in preparation for the next objective.
Yeah, they're just waiting for the next objective here. And WRL needs to shake down Nova as fast as they can. Because compared to their composition, Nova Esports has a lot more late game power compared to what WRL has. So WRL really needs to find a way to traverse this gap and maybe get away from this 3k gold lead.
Luden's already picked up here by Remake as well. The pokes are gonna hurt even more. And KT has to be very careful whenever they go towards the river. Because Nova Esports are fully aware of their position every single time they track them down and try to poke them out. Top lane!
Yeah.
Luna.
They know that they can win this fight. And now here comes Zero. Goes in for the knockup. That's going to be a very dead Galio. Luna was able to run away there. Now Long is trying to push the picture here. Okay, he was able to get the damage. Gonna go for a knockup. They're gonna go in. Daw is super low, but he was able to survive. Darrow still has to dash, so he's gonna be surviving this battle. Have the exhaust in front. Not gonna be hitting their targets. True shot barrage is gonna be used. Zero was pulled back, but no, it's not yet enough.
Fortunately, the Sleepy Trouble Bubble did not have the Luden's proc, or else he would have died. But that was close. Still, KT got one kill. No answer back. Just some pressure by Nova Esports. This tower is close to being taken down, though. KT has to do a really good job in defending it now.
Yeah, and this 1v1 in the bot lane, it's not gonna be easy for that Camille. That Jax, even though he's not so fed, he already has a level advantage compared to Rattel. So Yitze is just gonna make it easy here. Again, objective is gonna be up in just 2 more minutes. You're gonna be seeing Nova fight again in that second objective.
8 minutes, 3,000 gold lead by Nova Esports. It's slowly ballooning as well as they continue to scale up. And even if KT does have some great angles in the late game, especially with the Akali having backline access, especially with the bursting ability, you should always take into consideration the zoning control of Nova Esports. If they manage to pin down this Akali, everything that they have worked hard for will be denied.
Oh man, Yitze is not going to be losing this 1v1 for sure. Even if Zero's here, what they need is a lot more damage. So right now, the fight is just going to go in favor of Yitze. And he's just pushing this lane just for them to have more space on that next objective.
2v1, not a problem. I'll bash the turret right in front of you as well and continue to pressure as Nova Esports or the rest of Nova Esports is just going towards the other lanes. This mid lane is so close to being destroyed as well. And that's how consistent Nova Esports has been on all the objectives, all the checklists in order to win a game. They're very methodical. That's why Nova Esports are the champions of the Icons Global. That's why they continue to rain down and continue to fight back, even against the other strong teams. And KT has to be fully aware of that. They need to start having answers towards the approach here of Nova Esports.
Yeah, they would really need to find a way to win this. But for now, Nova Esports is just going to be taking their time before they go to the objective. They're already starting. No vision from the side of Nova. Might be a bit too late, but Daw is already starting here. But now they might be able to get the damage. Daw is still not phased. He's still starting the dragon. Yitze having a 1v1 with Luna. But Daw is still trying to get the damage up. Rattel onto the backline. Got Remake on a low HP. Goes into the backline. They go in for the jungler. Long is super low. They use the hero's entrance onto their side. Nova Esports, they lost their clutches against this dragon. And WRL are making it easy. No counter-strike onto Nova, and WRL took that dragon in 1 more kill.
Oh man, that zoning of KT was perfect. They zoned away Yitze, they zoned away Yami's engage as well, zoned away Neon through Rattel, and then they focused on Long as well, preventing any access towards the dragon Take a look at Luna and how he's being able to zone out. He's preventing any kind of flank. Then the engage coming in from Zero. The chain of corruption being thrown out. They nearly got the kill towards Long as well, but that's not really the most important thing. They forced out the hero's entrance as well, secured the dragon, and then prevented the backline access here of Yitse. Managed to pin them down as well, secure a kill. It's such a great execution coming in from KT.
And as we said, that's what they need to do here for Roster.Y. The composition really relies on the dive, and being a threat to the backline is enough. Luna and Rattel did that fight so well that they just needed to threaten the side lanes of the side of Nova Esports, and that was enough to get the pressure on Nova, and that's why they got that easily.
So easily. I mean, it had many steps, but the way that KT was able to do all the steps in order to get that small win was so impressive. And now they have basically prevented the sole potential here of Nova Esports. They got the better end of the Dragon stacks as well. Infernal Dragon should give them some boost in terms of their damage later on, which they need every single bit of it to burst down Long later on.
Yeah, and they got 3 towers already on the side of Nova, so they still have a 4k gold lead. Not a really big kill game here for Nova Esports and Roster.Y, which is very characteristic of both of these squads. So Nova Esports is just going to be threatening the Baron here. Remember, 12-minute Baron is so easy to get. That's why Nova is hovering on this side of the map.
KT has to be fully aware. Vision control here by Nova Esports. Some pokes.
Yeah. Duh.
Fell.
Trying to threaten it. They have the Meteor Engine to get the vision on that Baron. Still not starting, but because they don't have any vision here, Roster.Y is going to be forced to start this. Because of that vision that they have there, True Shot Barrage is going to be hitting 3 members. Now Nova Esports could definitely start this if ever they need to.
KT has to be fully aware. They have to keep them in check while dodging some of the pokes here of Nova Esports. They're just going to be fine. Go Sin! Oh!
Yeah, they got the kill onto the. They can start this right now. Uses the hero's entrance to get that elevator. And now Nova is just going to be taking this Baron because they don't have any junglers anymore.
This time, it's going to be much more difficult for KT.RY. Luna is in a bad spot right now.
Okay, goes in, gets the taunt. They have the perfect execution, but Nova has a better execution.
He just wanted to clear the way, but Nova Esports gave no opening, no room to escape. And now Baron's going to be in trouble. KT has to contest. Let's see if they can.
Acrobat does have the Chains of Corruption. Great thought, canceling them from taking anything else. Rattel is going into the back line, just trying to deal some damage against the members right there, but it's not going to work. Roster.Y loses their footing. Another TP is going to come out, but it is not going to do anything much. Daw is here, but at what cost? That is just going to give them a lot more. And that's going to be a kill, an ace. Never mind, they still have 0 alive.
I mean, it was a good kill by Doe towards Yami, but is it really worth it? No, of course. Baron has already been taken here by Nova Esports, and now they can fully utilize it. The only perk that KT has gotten that is the -1 towards the member of Nova Esports that has the Baron. But still, it's still a massive lead. A win here by Nova Esports that they can fully utilize in taking more structures from KT.
In this composition that they built, I did believe that Roster.Y had the better composition just because of the dive that they have. But because they can't reach Neon and Remake, that is where the problem lies. That is where the damage comes from. And when you don't take down the damage, Nova is just going to take this for free.
It's because of the amount of crowd control that Nova Esports has, providing such a safe position towards the poke carries here of Nova Esports. KT couldn't go in. They just can't.
Yeah. Can't even do anything much here. Even with the Akali pick that they have, Akali is just going to get taken down if ever Nova is given the chance. With the Baron, it's going to be easier for them to take. They don't even mind taking any of the Drakes here. They have somebody pushing in the top lane, but they got 2 towers, 2 inhibitor turrets out of that.
It has been such a clean performance here by Nova Esports so far. They've taken all the towers, all the objectives, except for that 1 dragon and the Herald, but it doesn't even matter. Long will get the 2nd dragon for the team. And with the Baron, of course, it solidified their lead now towards 8,000.
Yeah. 8,000 gold lead with 7 kills and a lot of towers on their deck. That's already 7 towers, yeah. And that's gonna be bad. Already got hold of what Roster.Y can do. And considering that this composition too from Roster.Y doesn't have a lot of wave clear, it's not going to be easy for them to defend a lot of these turrets.
KT, I mean, there is still a chance, but it's gonna be through a mistake of Nova Esports. We saw the capability of KT.RY a while ago when they secured the dragon, or at least the second dragon. They were able to zone out some of the members here of Nova Esports through great setup, great execution, and great target selection. They have to do it again.
Yeah, but if they let them poke them at this distance, they need to start the fight as soon as they get there. Zero is going to be the one who should start the fight. Once he starts the fight and the backline won't be able to find any answer, that is when Bo3 could start winning. And that's why here, they need to really find a way to get an engage on that backline.
Oh, that damage!
Yep, started. Already going from front to back. Neon got the damage. They got the jungler already. Daw is down. And Nova Esports could definitely take one more objective here. It's a good thing that Baron is not available. They could have taken that easily.
It's just through the pokes. There's too much. There are infinite amount of pokes that Nova Esports can just throw on KT.RY. The fact that they don't really have a tanky support is being punished here by Nova Esports. Zero cannot go in. Zero cannot be the one to start things off here for KT.RY. Look at that damage by Remake. Just too much without even the Sleepy Trouble Bubble proc. And now the Baron's gonna be taken here by Nova Esports. No way for KT.RY to contest. They just have to give it away. They will try.
Yeah, no jungler though. They're gonna go to the back line. Yitse is defending this for his life together with Remake. He's just gonna be taking a lot of damage and he's not gonna die just yet. He's taking down everybody. They got the Baron already and that is gonna be enough. This game is already done. That damage on Acrobat. This two members right now with Long's damage was able to get him to half HP with just the third Darkened Blade. And now Nova is going to be taking this. They're going to be ending this game. Though it's going to be chased down. Onslaught of the Shadows was used. But with the Baron, they can finish this game.
Yeah, I like how Long just ditched the mid lane push there with the minions and went straight to Daw. He just wanted to secure the ace here for Nova Esports. It's basically an easy win by Nova Esports at 17 minutes and 50 seconds.
Heartbreaking for Bo3 because they got the win on that for, or rather, second Drake, and I thought that they could really